All right, now moving on. Now, Treasury has nabbed Senate County Public Investment and Special Funds Committee, a state that has infuriated committee members led by the chair, Vihiga Senator Godfrey Osotsi. Noah Kipkemboi now joins us from the KICC. Good afternoon, Noah. What is the issue that Treasury was supposed to clarify this afternoon?
Good afternoon, Jume. Quite a number of issues coming up here with this particular committee on county public investment committee today. Actually, in the morning, the cabinet secretary, Treasury, was supposed to appear before this committee to address two key issues, and one being the disbursement of equitable share to the counties. That is one, and secondly, the debacle that we're seeing at the LAP fund, with the CEO leaving. There is a lacuna of power, and there are statements and allegations in regards to who's going to replace them and the effectiveness of that particular body. So those were the two key issues that this particular committee was supposed to touch on. Unfortunately, also actually they were supposed to meet also the Council of Governors, but remember today IBEC is happening, the Deputy President chairing that and meeting the Council of Governors right there. But after all these key critical pieces of today's meeting missing, this is what the committee had to say.
We have invited the Cabinet Secretary to come and respond to two issues. Issue number one: about a fortnight ago, we had a meeting with the Cabinet Secretary, which we had summoned him, on the issue of funds being released to the county governments. Under oath, he gave us dates that by this particular date, he would have released all the money for counties. He has not done that. So we want to be able to deal with that issue. The issue of the budget, although it's a national issue, our role here is to defend the interests of our counties and their governments. So if the Cabinet Secretary is only concerned about the issue of the national government and is not concerned with the issue of county government, it is for him to come and tell us here. He had written a letter and we did not accede to his request. We want him to come here and respond to those two issues. The issue of LAP fund. When is he appointing someone to hold the fort until a substantive head has been appointed? When is he constituting the board? Because there's no board. And in this case, even if there was a board, the law does not give the board the powers to be able to appoint a CEO. We need to be able to correct these two issues. And we need to be very, very clear.
And in this case where there's no CEO, there's no board, because you cannot convene, you cannot have meetings, you cannot make decisions. Boards only convene in the absence of chair when there's a chair, a substantive chair in office. So the law is very clear on when there's a board. Delay in funds, of course, you can say has been a concern because there have been delays in remittance. And I think, of course, the explanation was collections at the national level, and therefore they're not able to remit as quickly as they can. I think that is one of the reasons why we're at this meeting, for the minister to tell us when this shall happen.
Apart from that, also remember, Senate is supposed to sort of hold the governors accountable, and one of the major meetings that this particular committee has been pushing has been to speak to the governor of Nakuru County, and she has missed quite a number of summons, and today this is what this committee deliberated moving forward.
So following her failure to appear before us on 3 occasions, and having looked at the reasons stated in her letters, and having not been satisfied with those reasons, we issued summons for her to appear. And again, on the day when she was supposed to appear, she wrote another letter saying that she's not available, she's out of the country. So the committee has looked at the matter and made a decision that we are going to fine her 500,000 shillings, which will not be paid from the county coffers, but from her personal resources to the committee. We have also decided that we will issue fresh summons for her to appear on the 4th of July, 2023. In the case of Nakuru governor, A day after her failing to honor the summons, she was seen in a public function with the deputy president in Nakuru. So these are things that are really demeaning to the committee of Senate, and that's why the committee has made a decision that we must finalize the matter of the summons and also issue fresh summons for her to appeal.
That even the president himself has insisted and said all cabinet secretaries, all governors, anybody that is summoned by any house, any committee of parliament should appear. So this is just an example that will be set, that the governor, we look forward on the 4th of June that she should appear. We have two options, and we had clearly stated that are indicated in the law. One is to fine and the other one is an arrest. We've given her the option of fining, subject to still appearing before this committee, because we have to serve Kenyans. They have to respond. They are the bosses of those counties.
I'm being paid an allowance here for nothing. If you don't appear for me to be able to do my job, what are you telling Kenyans? You know, so my request is that governors and cabinet secretaries who are summoned or even invited to come to and answer questions by the Senate or the National Assembly must actually honor those invitations and those summons. No one is above the law.
Well, Jimmy, just to recap in regards to the numbers that we were expecting, remember the previous meeting the Cabinet Secretary of Treasury had with this particular committee, they deliberated rather on a way forward, and these even previously after the Council of Governors threatening to go on a strike, and that's why they agreed that there will be a schedule of disbursement of county funds. So we saw the February disbursement, which was 34.5 billion shillings being released, but what is pending is of March, which is 29.6 billion shillings, and April 33.3 billion shillings, of which the committee says that the Cabinet Secretary Treasury has reneged on that particular agreement on disbursement schedule, and that is it as it stands right now. But back to you in studio.
All right, thank you very much, Noah, for that reporting, and of course we'll be looking forward to what happens and what else transpired.